This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Told you about the bracketology for the men's side, with the men being a 3 seed right now and rising up. The Tech women are listed as a 6 seed right now, and on the women's side, they don't do the geography; they call it region. So this is Region 2, where they have the Lady Raiders in Sacramento. They have them as a 6 seed playing Fairfield, with the winner playing Michigan State or Charleston. These games would be in East Lansing, Michigan. Okay, never been there to East Lansing. I would imagine it's cold. Was just one little note. Your opponent tonight for the Lady Raiders, Iowa State, according to Charlie Krim, he has projected them to be among the last 4 byes. In other words, the last teams to skip the first round. So that's right now Oregon, Iowa State, USC, and Villanova. He has 8 Big 12 teams in the tournament. So that gives you a little peek inside that curtain just a little bit. 6:33 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Morning Center chat line. Got a couple NFL questions for you. First, what did you think of the Bills hire with Joe Brady being elevated from offensive coordinator to head coach?
I didn't love a lot of the candidates that were available. I do think Buffalo kind of felt like you have a relationship there with your quarterback. Your offense has been very good. You don't want to ruin that chemistry. Mm-hmm. And so Brady, who has been thought as a guy that would be a future head coach, maybe it comes a little bit earlier than expected, but not shocked that Buffalo made that decision. So obviously the key thing here is to find a really good defensive coordinator to fix what has been a defense with some issues.
But you weren't necessarily ready to be done with Sean McDermott, were you?
I was not. I was not.
Yeah. So I hate using this word, but do you feel like they settled there? Because if they were going to just make him the offensive coordinator, make him the head coach, why wouldn't they have done that almost immediately?
I don't think there were. I just don't think there were a lot of better options out there. Yeah. So that's part of the reason I wouldn't have moved on from McDermott.
Yeah. The Denver Broncos yesterday fired their offensive coordinator, Joe Lombardi. The coach, Sean Payton, said the team's offense didn't do enough to earn a Super Bowl trip. He also fired the wide receivers coach and the cornerbacks coach. But the thing that's interesting about Coach Lombardi is that he didn't call the plays. Sean Payton called the plays. So after the game, the AFC Championship game, Payton said, I think the big thing, that first half momentum and field position didn't yield what it needed to yield. We needed more than that. I'll start there. So Lombardi's been with Payton for 12 years over 2 different staffs, so that had to be a painful dismissal.
Sounds like it.
But sounds like he just kind of moved on. But he's been in the coach's booth, Lombardi has, and on the headset with Payton, but Payton is the one that gives the plays to Bo Nix. I mean, and I don't know. I'm sure it would maybe have been a little bit different game, maybe not, with Bo Nix at quarterback as opposed to Jarrett Stidham.
Oh, sure it would have.
Yeah. I just don't know, given the conditions in the second half, how much more that Bo Nix would have been able to do.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not saying I expected it to be a shootout by any stretch of the imagination, but surely they would have been a lot better with Bo Nix in there.
Yeah, you would think so. And they were missing some other people as well. They
had 2 wide receivers who were out as well.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing that's interesting, and it involves Texas Tech. Quarterbacks coach for the Broncos is Davis Webb. He is still a candidate to be the head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. There's been some discussion that inside the Denver Broncos complex, according to this ESPN article, that it will be difficult to keep Webb long-term if he doesn't get a head coaching job in this hiring cycle. So he's really moved up the ranks.
He sure has, in a hurry.
So, and even if he became the offensive coordinator, Sean Payton has said that he is still going to call the plays.
Mm-hmm.
So you're involved in the game plan and you're involved in making the suggestions and all those kinds of things, but you're not making the play calls. So,
as an OC, you'd rather go somewhere where you are actually calling the plays.
Right. Yeah. That would be the thought. But there's a part of me that wants to say to Davis Webb, if I had the chance to talk to him, hey, going to the Raiders, man, that's been kind of a graveyard for coaches.
Fair.
It's not been ideal.
But maybe they just haven't had the right coach.
And again, that's what all coaches that go there say. Well, I'm the guy. Mm-hmm. Makes you wonder if the Raiders would consider hiring John Gruden, because he's going to get a head coaching job again, but he may have to start off in college.
You think so?
Man, seems like that he's.
I think he'd be more likely to get hired by an NFL team than a college team.
Well, but there's been college. I think there's been a lot of sniffing around and a lot of kicking of the tires with him. But going back to the Raiders probably that'd be the most Raider thing ever.
Yeah.
Sure. That'd be a very Raiderish thing to do.
And he had success there.
Yeah. Robert wants to know what you would thought of Phillip Rivers getting the Buffalo Bills job.
I would not have been in favor of that. I like Brady better.
Okay. All right.
Just not enough experience.
Sure. Yeah, I think that it'd been different if, like, the Indianapolis Colts hired him to be the offensive coordinator,
right,
where he had intimate knowledge of their system and relationship with their coach, and obviously he's just been there and probably built some relationships with players and all those kinds of things. So that probably would have made more sense. What did you make of Bill Belichick not becoming, and we're going to run up against it here, so just kind of your initial thought. What was your initial thought of not being a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yeah, people that don't like his personality, that they decided they were going to punish him for it, or people who feel like they're stink with the whole not sign stealing, but the Spygate and
the deflated balls.
Deflategate and all that, and so they figure that factors into it as well.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of opinion on that. So if you have one and would like to share it, hit us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. The Visual Edge IT hotline, it's open too at 806-771-0973. This Day in Sports History is next this morning.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
It is January 28th, 2026. With This Day in Sports History, here is Jeff McGuire.
Gonna warn everybody in Generation X.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's not a good day in history. It's coming.
I don't think I have to say anything else for anybody that knows what I'm talking about. And if you don't, congratulations, I envy you a little bit. 1954, NFL Draft. Bobby Garrett from the University of Stanford is the first pick by the Cleveland Browns.
That's awful early for a draft.
Well, we were talking about Terry Bradshaw yesterday.
Yeah.
1960, big day. NFL announces the Dallas Cowboys and Minnesota Vikings would be franchises for the 1960 and 61 seasons, respectively. 1969 NFL Draft took place with the first pick. Running back, USC, O.J. Simpson to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, it worked out for him. He
did.
He ran a lot.
He did run a lot.
He did. He did. I mean,
sometimes very slowly in the back of a Bronco, but hey. 1985. Houston's Bill Fitch becomes the sixth coach in NBA history to post 600 wins as the Rockets beat the New Jersey Nets 97-93.
He had really an amazing career. And he's not a household name at all.
No.
But he was a fantastic NBA coach.
1996. Super Bowl 30. Dallas Cowboys beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-17. Larry Brown, defensive back for the Dallas Cowboys, was your MVP.
How about that?
Neil O'Donnell just wouldn't stop throwing him the ball.
He wouldn't.
1996. Math? Chuck, do the math.
It's 30 years ago, Jeff.
Long time, Chuck.
Yeah.
It's long time.
And that game was at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe.
Yes, it was.
Were you at that game, Jamie?
The Super Bowl?
Yeah.
No.
You were not at that game? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And in 2019, Matt Mooney and Jarrett Culver scored 18 points each. And Tariq Owens added 17, and the number 16th ranked. Texas Tech limited its turnovers to 7 in an 84-65 win over TCU. It is National Blueberry Pancake Day.
Oh, man, I'm a big fan.
I like them better regular, but I like to mix in a blueberry every once in a while.
Big fan of the blueberries.
Happy birthday to Elijah Wood, who is 45. Nick Carter, 46. Alan Alda is 90. And Greg Popovich is 77.
Man, he looks older than 77.
Yes.
That NBA life was not kind to him.
He wasn't kind to a lot of things, so
right,
it's only a little bit fair that life comes back at him.
He kind of got a little bit of what he deserved there.
He's not been the most friendly guy.
No, he's a little prickly. And Bill Fitch was a prickly guy.
A little prickly? Too. A porcupine is a little prickly compared to Greg Popovich. And on this day, 1986, 73 seconds, or a third of the length of this day in sports history.
Mm-hmm.
After liftoff, the Space Shuttle Challenger tore itself apart due to O-ring failing on the solid rocket booster. A winter storm had dropped the temperatures the night before to 24 degrees. Another weather factor that the shuttle did experience was a wind shear that it flew through roughly 37 seconds after launch. Those forces, caused by the shear, along with other planned maneuvers, as the ship flew toward orbit, broke the temporary aluminum oxide seal. Hot exhaust from the leak in the SRB joint then escaped through the hole in the O-ring and into the rocket's casting, beginning to burn a hole in the large external fuel tank. Flying faster than the speed of sound, Challenger was thrown off of its flight path when the tank exploded. Challenger itself did not explode. It was torn apart by aerodynamic forces. There were no survivors. And that is this day in sports history.
This day in sports history. Thank you, Jeff. And I remember that day. That was just an absolutely brutal day. I was thinking it was a Tuesday because I had a high school basketball game that night. And that game went on as scheduled. And we were playing on the road in Colby, Kansas, and it was cold as it can be that night. I rode the Yellow Dog with the team. I never did that, but that particular game was a high school game. And I knew the coach well, and so I just said, "Hey, can I ride with you guys?" It'd been a lot easier because it was a long trip. I don't remember very many games, like just specific details, but I do remember some specifics that night just because of what happened that day. And of course, President Reagan's speech was legendary that night as he spoke to the nation from the Oval Office. 6:51 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to WT973.com for that of the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. This person says in the 1960s, the NFL was big time. The AFL came on late in the decade. Well, the merger was basically complete, almost complete by the time of Super Bowl I. It took a couple more years for it to get complete. Super Bowl IV was the last AFL game in its history, and then the two leagues merged and became one. But that's probably why the draft was held so early, is because the AFL was trying to poach players from the NFL, and did poach a number of players.
That's a good idea. That's a good point.
You know, and including maybe the most sought after at the time was Joe Namath, and you know, he signed with the AFL. I want to say like his last college game, right after the game, signed under the goalposts in the end zone, something along those lines. But at any rate, that's why that draft was held so early on, is because, you know, teams were trying to get ahead on the AFL side and sign players, and they would hide players in hotel rooms, and the NFL was doing the same thing. They were just trying to you know, keep what they had, and the AFL was trying to be a pirate and take what they had and own it themselves. So 6:53 this morning here on the Morning Drive. We'll have Lady Raider basketball tonight at 5:30 from the arena. They take on Iowa State. We'll have Friendship girls and boys basketball tonight at 6, and then 7:30 for the boys game. That'll be on Sunny 97.7 tonight from the Tiger Pit. Is that a doubleheader win tonight for the Friendships?
I'd feel very confident about the girls.
Mm-hmm.
They've beaten them once pretty handily, and the boys haven't played them yet, so I'm not really sure about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you normally stick around for the boys game?
It depends.
Okay.
Usually for home games, I do.
Okay.
Not necessarily the road ones.
Okay. Yeah. Because you just get back on the road.
Because it's basically 2 hours to get home.
Sure. Right. Is there a? This is just such a me question, and it's probably not even something you think about. Is there like a preferred concession item at the Tiger Pit that just like when you get there, you go, man, I got to have me some of that, like the popcorn or something like that?
I've not eaten anything out of it the whole season.
The whole season,
probably. I don't know, 4 years my daughter's been there.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, others have had popcorn. It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the smell of the popcorn.
Yeah.
Depending on the concession stand.
You know, one year when I was helping run the tournament, I almost shut the place down by burning the popcorn. So it was really fun.
Yeah,
That was super interesting.
We'll keep your hands off of that.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. Take your thoughts and comments today on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, or the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline, it too is open at 806-771-0973. We get this from the chat line. Sounds like Chuck has declared war on Mobile, Alabama. No.
Coming to take their little game.
No. I'm not coming to take their game. I have deep appreciation for people that have done things for a long, long time, and I hate it when folks swoop in and rip it away and then don't do as good a job because they're not passionate about it.
Yeah.
People that are I'll bet you if we went to Mobile today, it wouldn't take us very long before we found somebody who's like, I've been doing that. I've been volunteering there for 50 years, Chuck. I'm the ticket taker, or I'm the guy that, hands out the towels in the locker room. What do you do for a living, sir? I'm an attorney.
Okay.
Well, and this is my
Boy, that escalated quickly.
This is my escape from life job.
And you probably could also find someone that's like, we've been doing this thing for 70-something years. This thing, I wish it'd go somewhere else. I don't know.
Can I just tell you how hard it is to drive around town this weekend?
Yes.
Yeah. We got all these people coming to town,
That game was played in my backyard almost. I haven't seen it in 50 years. They couldn't pay me to go over there.
Heck, they priced us out of it 10 years ago because all the corporate sponsorship came in.
We got all these people coming in. I got Aunt Clara coming in. Can't get a hotel room for her. I don't have enough room in my house, and Aunt Clara always stays down here at the Peabody, and Peabody's full this weekend, and so I can't get her in. And as a result, we've got to send her over to Mount Pilot, and she's going to spend the night over there. It's a 32-mile drive. You can hear the moaning and groaning.
Sure.
Doesn't take very long. Let's see here. Chuck, I remember Pat Hayden and the Sunshine Boys going from from L.A. going to Bloomington, frozen tundra, and losing the NFC Championship game in 1976. Big special team plays by the Vikings won that game. Yeah, and then the Vikings went on to the Super Bowl and lost to whomever they were playing. That's just the way. It's just the way it goes for the Vikings. It's not been ideal for them. So, college basketball is Aunt Clara Uncle Opie's wife.
That is a fair question. I can't call that person a long-time listener yet, but they are definitely a solid listener for us.
Well, I mean, they're paying attention listener, right?
Yep, solid listener.
Paying attention listener. Even the lucky lady asked me last night, she goes, "What is with you tonight?" I'm like...
So it was just a Tuesday for you?
It's just a regular Tuesday. I'm like, I don't know. I'm fine. Everything's good.
See, it's funny because yesterday was, in fact, a Tuesday.
Yeah. Let's see. Nebraska's 24-game winning streak came to an end last night.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But at least it was to a good team.
Yeah, they lost at number 3 Michigan, 75-72.
Sorry, bullfighter.
And Sam Hoiberg, who's Fred Hoiberg's son, said he plays guard for Nebraska. To beat Michigan, you have to play almost perfect, and we had a lapse at the end. Can't have lapses. UCF, Texas Tech's next opponent, went on a 14-2 run towards the end of the game and just squeaked by Arizona State. Then we talk about that earlier. It's like, well, maybe it's a mark of a good team. Figures out a way to win.
Everybody's going to have an off day every once in a while. If you can still end up coming out on top, you have to feel good about things.
Yeah. From the chat line, long timer. I told him to dodge snow yesterday, Jeff. Yeah, I remember that. Somebody else says this. I remember Lubbock hosting the All-American game, which used to take place in the summertime.
Okay.
And it was, it was a very popular game that longtime residents remember. That's before my time. So we'll have Texas Tech and UCF Saturday morning, 10 a.m. start time, 11 a.m. Tip time. I wonder if they'll hang around and go over to see the Mouse in the House afterwards. Probably not.
I really have no idea, Chuck.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know if that's Coach McCasland style or
my guess is he's an all-business guy. Hey, it's a business trip. We're not here to see Mickey
Come on,
Mouse.
Chuck. These guys have class.
Well, some of them may.
Not on Saturday.
Not on Saturday.
Wouldn't guess.
Yeah, some of them may. Yeah.
I would guess that Coach McCasland is less with the funsies stuff than Coach Gerlich is.
I mean, there wasn't any sightseeing last week in Provo or.
They also
Salt
weren't
Lake
playing
City.
very well. And you were in Utah.
It was cold.
No, it was actually pleasant. I mean, it was more. I think it was colder here. I mean, it was actually pleasant. I mean,
I can think of 3 things to see in Utah.
Okay, what are they?
The spot where the Transcontinental Railroad met.
Which is that's in Promontory Point?
Yeah.
Okay. That was not okay.
That'd bring on a lot of tourists.
I bet it does.
I mean, we're talking for things to see.
Yeah.
That would be. I've been there. They got a neat little museum.
A lot of people like to go in Salt Lake. They like to go see the Tabernacle. And the genealogy
and the
place.
actual, in fact, Great Salt Lake. I think that ends the discussion of what to go see in Utah.
Well, and you got the Y, hiking the Y in Provo. If you so desire.
Yeah, that's not. Again, probably not something most people are doing, though.
Mm-hmm. And then Salt Lake, I mean, there's shopping, things like that.
Sure.
There was a ice rink at the hotel that we were staying at, in the pavilion area. Did you ever ice skate or play hockey as a kid?
Mm-hmm.
Could you have? If
he hated having to take his shoes off and put his skates on because you didn't want to walk back with skates.
Was that not a conversation on
that
the
was
show
like last week? Yes.
Ago?
Okay.
We literally had that conversation a week ago.
Like snowing outside. Skating outside on a lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a week ago.
Yeah, right. But my question
Do you
was,
listen to me?
I do sometimes.
Okay.
I think it's all mutual.
It's mutual. What does that mean?
I think we all have our moments where we're like not really paying attention.
Ignoring is different than not listening.
Okay. Okay. My question would have been, if you had seen that ice rink, would you have gone down there and laced them up?
No.
You would not have. Okay.
For fear of messing up my ankles and causing me to miss tennis.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. And I would guess that Coach Gerlich told all the players, do not put a pair of skates on.
Yeah, I think people understood that.
Yeah.
I did ask her, I said, did you ice skate? She was like, no, but she's a water skier.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, water skier. So she enjoys that. But yeah, there wasn't. I mean, nobody had to tell me don't put any skates on. I mean, that's hard enough to walk just with shoes, let alone
slides.
Yeah, banned from that. Banned from that.
If only you would have listened.
Well, I have to learn, Jamie. Unfortunately, I have to learn.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, gentlemen, I have a list of 5 games remaining on the men's basketball schedule for the Red Raiders. I want you to rank them in order of difficulty.
All right.
With number 1 being the most difficult. Mm-hmm. And number 5 being the easiest. Here are the games.
Okay.
Home for Kansas, at West Virginia, at Arizona, at Iowa State, and at BYU.
Okay.
And then when we're done, I have a follow-up question.
Oh, wow. The bonus question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think this is from hardest to easiest, right?
Hardest being number 1.
Yeah. Okay. Number 1 for me is at Arizona. They're the number 1 team in the country. Until they're not number 1, they're number 1. Number 2, because I think it's just a really, really difficult place to play. I mean, it could be 10 feet of snow, and those people are going to be screaming their lousy corn heads off. At Iowa State, Hilton Coliseum.
Lousy.
Cornheads. Okay. A very close, in fact, I would almost say 2A, but I'll say 3, is BYU.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's just nutso. It'll be nutso. They will kill you with kindness. They'll stuff cougar tails down your throat. And, then Cosmo, the cougar, is, pretty friendly. And next thing you know, you'll be down by 30. Number 4 on the list is at West Virginia. I think those people that come down from the hills and all liquored up, full of moonshine, crazy people. You got the mountaineer with his shotgun ready to scare the bejesus out of you. So they're number 4. And then number 5 is the home game against KU. You've had very good success against Kansas over the years. And I would expect the Red Raiders to run them out of the gym.
Okay. No shots at the Kansas fan base?
Oh, well, they'll come in.
You found ways to take shots at the others.
They will come in. The KU people will come in arrogant and smug, okay? And thinking, you're not going to beat us tonight. Not going to beat us tonight. We're KU. Who are you? And then something dumb will happen, and next thing you know, those people go back to all their little spots, and they'll be done. So there you go. There's your shot.
Okay. I'm glad all the idiots are in all the other fan bases, and none of ours are. Oh, yeah, we're perfect. Yes, I like that. It's good.
Man, yeah. Chuck just insulted everybody.
Yeah.
You must be new, Matt.
All right, Jeff.
Number 1 at Arizona. Number 2 at Iowa State. Number 3 versus Kansas. Number 4 at West Virginia. Number 5 at BYU.
Oh, wow. Okay, mine's closer to Chuck's. I got at Arizona, number 2 at Iowa State. I'm sorry, at Arizona, number 1 at Iowa State. Number 2 at BYU. Number 3. Number 4 on my list would be home against Kansas. And number 5 will be at West Virginia. So just a flip of the last 2 for Chuck and I. Okay, so in that 5-game stretch, what's your record? I shouldn't really call it a stretch. They're not back-to-back.
Right.
But of those 5
Of those
games,
5.
Yeah.
3-2. I think you lose at Arizona, lose at Iowa State. I would not take that, though. I think you can go 4-1, but I'm going to say 3-2.
Yeah, I think 3-2 is the right answer. I don't know which the 2 are because it's the Big 12.
That's fair.
Like, I could absolutely see you beating Arizona and Iowa State and then falling to BYU and Kansas. Okay, maybe not Kansas because you're at home, but split your 2 road games. I mean, your 4 road games there and then win Kansas. Like, I could absolutely see that happening because it's the Big 12. And that's just what happens in this league.
Okay, my prediction is 2-3.
2-3.
Yeah. With the 2 wins being home against Kansas and at West Virginia.
Okay.
Which I both think are losable games. And all 3 of the losses, I think you can win any of the 3. I would not predict you to win all 3.
Okay. In KU's place, it kind of depends on, is Darren Peterson playing?
I don't know, man. They're playing as good as anybody in the conference right now. They're the hottest team in the Big 12.
They're hot.
Like. Yeah. But beyond or besides maybe Arizona, who has not lost at all. But Kansas is playing really good basketball right now. They're a different team than they were 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Somebody asked, a couple of people asked, so a musket is a shotgun out. Look, I'm sorry. I'm just not a gun guy. It wasn't any shot at the musket or at the shotgun. It's just what I said. You're right. It's a musket, but I mean, that thing is loud.
Yes. Guns usually are.
So if you say a musket, that doesn't count as a shotgun?
No.
I guess not.
No, it's not a version of a shotgun?
Shotguns are usually shells that you are firing. A musket is a single individual ball.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
A rifle or a pistol usually has a grooved barrel, which is the big difference between a rifle and a musket.
You know what's interesting?
It's the rifling of the barrel.
You know what's interesting is I did not know this, and because I had not experienced it before, but when West Virginia loses, the musket doesn't sound
correct
after the loss. Because I was kind of bracing myself for it because it comes out of nowhere, and it's loud inside that Coliseum that they have. But that silence was pretty cool.
Big fan of it.
Yeah.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
With Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. We come to you, Jamie, Jeff, and I, from the First United Bank studio. Take your thoughts and comments on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, of the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. It's very comfortable in here today, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I am not cold.
Yeah.
Which I am a fan of.
Yeah. Be a little cognizant of the roads this morning. I mean, coming in, there's definitely slick spots. They are haphazard because of the melt and then the refreeze. So just keep that in mind. I had one jackwagon that passed me like a banshee. This morning. It's like, come on, dude. I mean, it's like, really? But and even yesterday, the last couple of days.
So he was driving like a banshee?
Yeah.
I don't think the banshees were driving cars.
Out of out of control. He was out of control. It's just craziness. But yeah, I was just kind of surprised the last couple of mornings. The big pickup truck guys feel like they own the road. Which is fine. I'll get out of your way. Just allow me to get out of your way.
I think one of the major problems right now in this situation is that you have people who are very uncomfortable driving in this. Okay?
Yeah.
Totally understand it. Totally get it. And because of that, they are driving really, really slow and cautiously. Mm-hmm. I think you have others that are more used to it and are much more comfortable, know how to handle it, and drive faster. And then B, you have those that are just don't think about the risks, and they're just wild men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
And so I think there's a larger difference between the super careful people and the wild men, so to speak, and those that are a little bit more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So you have a bigger difference, and a lot of times you're dealing with just one lane instead of three.
Right. Yeah.
And so I just think it causes strife and
chaos.
Probably causes accidents because people who are driving, which I feel like is closer to the normal speed limit and are going at a comfortable speed. They're still being safe.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was behind someone yesterday that we were in a 30 and the road was clear there. And she was driving 13.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't yelling and screaming or anything, but I was
got
like
a little agitated.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
I mean, it's 30 to begin with. Okay? I can see the road.
Right.
Okay, just because there's snow on the sidewalk, we're not driving up there. You could get to 20, I mean, at least. So but people who are not comfortable and have not driven in snow or weather like this, I understand them being cautious.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. It's just it's really the ones that kind of come up on you, and then like, okay, just I will. In fact, I slowed down for this guy this morning. I'm like, I will go around me because I don't know what your skill is.
Again, and the hard part is that sometimes we're down to one lane instead where there's normally three. So so there's just completely different driving styles and completely different comfort level and all that, and that causes for issues.
Yeah. It must have been bad if the pirate of the Sharpabon says it was crazy.
No doubt. I have avoided the Sharpabon in the mornings.
Oh, have you? It's been fine.
Yeah, I've been going down 82nd and then University just to stay off the overpasses, just because I'm fearful that that's where the ice would hit.
Okay.
So all week long, and it takes me about 10 to 12 minutes longer to get to work. Plus, I'm driving slower, obviously. So, but I've avoided that in the morning. On the way home, I'm completely comfortable taking it. Yeah,
it was fine even Monday morning. I mean, it was down to one lane. You just had to be careful.
I also know you're on there, so it's probably a good idea for me.
I'm ahead of you, so I'm cognizant of you, so that I don't want to be in your way. So that I've tried.
So you get up early just to get here early. So
No. I'm just
you're not my way.
Yeah. No, I just try to be better. And I remember this. I said this the other day, and I had to look it up to make sure I had all the words right. But I remember this from driver's ed, the IPD process. Okay, just remember that: identify, predict, decide, execute. The IPD process.
Quick, are you looking at it on your sheet on your?
Yes, I said I had to look it up.
So you have to remember it to look it up.
Well, I remembered it, but I just, I do all this stuff. I just couldn't have given you the exact words for it.
I think all drivers do. You're not thinking IPTY. You're looking and you're figuring out what could go right here, what could go wrong. All that.
The IPTY process.
Yeah. If you're a good driver, at least you are.
Somebody wants me to paint a picture of a band sheet. Maybe you'll know them when you see them. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a lady on 82 this morning between Otterloo and town that found herself a clear lane. Only problem is it was into oncoming traffic.
Ooh.
That could pose a problem. This from the Yates Flooring Center chat line, sports related. Apparently, Rob Bro couldn't quit talking about the lack of defense from Audie Crook. Well, I think just Audie Crook's just standing there as she fills up the lane, literally and figuratively. She's a good player, and she's got the ability to move.
I think as you looked at this roster at the beginning of the season for the Lady Raiders, probably one of the questions that you had was, how can they handle players who are teams that have a dominant player in the post, right?
Absolutely.
Is that fair?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I think obviously you've gotten off to a great start at 19-2. For the most part, you've done a really good job at that. So although I don't know how many you would say you've faced with a dominant player in the post, I don't know. But this will be a big challenge in that regard, because you want to make sure that Jada Malone is staying out of foul trouble and all that. So it's gonna take a group effort tonight.
Yeah.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.